But we should talk about some other things that you're going to have to be facing here before we get to the show. Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash are wrestling. So who's going to be on the call for Slammiversary? How about Robert Flores with Don West? Don West is back, and Robert Flores has never done this, ever. But boy, he knows how to be a broadcaster, and he's a wrestling fan. And according to the rumor and innuendo, he's the backup plan. I guess the original idea was Mike Tenay should come back and do it with Don West, and Mike turned it down. Tell me about trying to get Tenay back. How does Don West fit into this equation? And what do you think of the Robert Flores opportunity? How does it come to be?
So the Mike, I don't want people to read too much into this. Mike's a good bud. I'll leave it this. He just wasn't ready. Didn't feel it. And I totally respected it. It is a conversation. The setup to all this is a fascinating story. So this maybe Conrad could have been, and I don't even know if I've shared this with you, but I think December of 2016, Hilton, Nashville, I'm having my first conversations. I don't even think me and Ed had kind of dotted the I's, crossed the T's. We had talked about, and I'm just like, bring me up to speed on anything and everything. I had agreed that I'm going to do this against several people's will, but do this. But so it was early in our conversations, and he said, oh man, we've got a warehouse. And I'm like, you still got the warehouse? Y'all still paying that? It's over in West Nashville. Anyway, a boatload of merchandise, not a little bit, lots of aged. I mean, a lot. Conrad, did I say a lot of merchandise?
Yes.
Anyway, Dita, pal, what do you think? Oh man, here's what I need. I mean, Don was this quick. I need an inventory of everything that needs to be sold. Give me a couple of days and I'll package it up. We'll figure this out. Okay. I want to say that Don created over $1 million worth of revenue in 3 or 4 months. I mean, it was big. He liquidated everything. Some of the stuff was 3 and 4 and 5 years old. So, I mean, he sold a lot of, they were deals and this and that, and I'm sure wholesalers in there. But anyway, that's how me and Don, we always remain tight and close and all that. But Don was back on board and in the swing of things. And Mike was, I'm not feeling it. So me and Roflo, or Robert Flores, but Roflo was his Twitter name. But Robert, we'd been friends a while. And yes, huge wrestler. He just texted me the other day about coming into, he works for Major League Baseball Network now. But at the time, he was, and I don't say that they've, at one time, hosting Sports Center had a big time stature. It's definitely just through, not anything ESPN did, just life has changed. And Fox Sports has incredibly escalated their game with Saturday football and Saturday basketball packages and their baseball package and all that. But anyway, ESPN, the sports network. But anyway, Robert was a Sports Center host. And I'm like, all right, we got to get outside the box thinking. How do we do something that is taking a risk? And I wanted to take a risk, Conrad, and a calculated risk, and give this show as much of a unique feel as I possibly could. And I thought this was a gamble, one of those gambles that not a lot of folks were on board. Some people were like, who the hell is Robert Flores? I said, he's a Sports Center host. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Just that cachet comes along with it. But Robert's a great broadcaster. He can say all the unique hockey names that me and you can't. But no, he's very articulate, very creative, great personality. And it's one of the things of the takeaway of this show, putting him and Don together as a team. They met for the very first time when they got to Orlando to call this show. And that was something that I just made a call and said, hey man, let's take a gamble. I want something to hit. Cause I was essentially in hopes, Conrad, that this was the true first step one of the revitalization of the brand.
Yes.
You know, I got there in January and I said, we need about 6 months to really get a roster going and ducks in a row and talent. And I think we're going to get our budget down and our cadence down and some marketing. And I think our television partners domestically and internationally, let's really show them something and show them some growth, show them ratings, pay-per-view buys and everything. Let's kind of get our sea legs under us. And this is our, you know, like I said, our biggest step foot forward since Jeff and his team and Anthem and their team came together. So I wanted something special at the booth, and that's who I ended up choosing.
It's fun to think about, you know, what could have been with Mike Tenay. Do you think Mike will ever do anything in wrestling again?
I sure hope so in so many ways. Even if it's a one-off, Mike is. So this is Jeff's opinion. This isn't something Mike said. I think Mike is obviously super good. I went with him from day one to lead my brand and where I was putting my own personal money. So I think it goes without saying what I think of his ability. But I think Mike holds himself to a standard higher than anybody out there. And I think that if Mike's going to do something, he wants it to be the right place, the right time, the right money, the right situation. And I respect the hell out of that. And if it never happens, it's a loss for the wrestling industry. I truly believe that. Mike is so good. And I think it's something that nowadays that him being out so long, whether it's Bob Costas or Ben Scully, or, I mean, we could go down a list of legendary names. If he was to step back in and do a one-off, I think it would be that much more special because he's got a cadence to his calls that I think obviously it's only Mike can do. You know, Lance had a style that I saw a clip on Instagram feed about was it Piles of Wrestling that anyway the match with that I wrestled Bachwinkle, and I heard Lance in the ring making that introductory call. That everybody has a unique style. So I certainly hope we get to see Mike back on camera, back calling a show.
Me too.
You know, one more time. I mean, the eulogy he gave Don West, a part of me, I just grinned from ear to ear, thinking to myself, damn, only D-Dub could pull Mike out and get him on camera.